I just felt really good up there, and it was a great win for me. Lost my tour card, got my tour card, lost my tour card. I'm like a yo-yo away for a little while. It's my proudest moment in darts. That and the British Open pairs, and playing alongside Josh for England. That's the ultimate for me at the minute.
Welcome along to the latest edition of the Tungsten Talk here at the MODUS Super Series, where we have a look back at the lives and careers of some of the stars of darts. Today we're having a look back and talking about the career of James Richardson, Ruthless, a man who burst onto the scene of a win against Raymond van Barneveld at the World Championships, and whose career has spanned way in excess of a decade at the highest level. James, first of all, when you look back at some of the things that you've done and you've achieved in your career, how would you describe it? How would you describe you as a dart player?
I don't know. I mean, I'm very fortunate to be where I am now, and them wins come from, I don't know where they come from, out of the blue, out of anywhere. To beat Raymond, I was unexpected winning, and the win was just unbelievable. Since then, I've just done my own thing, plodded on, and bit by bit, win this, win that, and that's all really.
You've been a rival of James for some time on the tour. How would you describe James Richardson, the darts player?
Tenacious. I think what James brings to the board is very difficult to settle down because he brings a level of intensity, but it's never been nasty in any way. It's always been a great work ethic. When you walk into a Pro Tour venue, or any venue for that matter, you know that James is going to be there early, putting in the reps. And James and I have had some terrific games over the years. One in particular in Gladbeck in Germany in a semi-final, where he cost me a 4th title of the season. But he would end up losing to Osborne in the final. But we've had some great games, shared some great venues, and James's career isn't done yet.
Still beaming ear to ear.
I was going to say about that one, when you said about Paul, I can remember that game, Paul. Yeah. I really can. And that was my first ever final in the Players' Champs. And last week I got that trophy. We were cleaning my trophies, and it's always on show. It's only a little one like this, but it means a hell of a lot to me.
Where for you did darts begin? When did you first pick up a set?
Well, my dad got me into darts, and obviously my granddad got my dad into darts, and I started playing when I was 12 years old in the local leagues with my dad. He took me along, finally got in teams, and I think I was very young. Me and my dad won the Rushden Pairs, and then 15 I became a county player, A player for Northamptonshire. Done that for about 20 odd years, and then decided to go to other things. I went to the Lakeside qualifier before I got my tour card, and I lost in the qualifying round to Andy Bolton, and then it was big then to qualify for that. Not like now, it's a bit not as big as it were then. And after that, obviously got my tour card, but then I got me Josh involved in it, and then going back to the Rushden League, Josh was 8 years old, and me and him won the Rushden Pairs. So I won the Rushden Pairs with my dad, Josh has won it with me, and that's a bit of history. But yeah, and then I got my tour card and lost my tour card, got my tour card, lost my tour card. I'm like a yo-yo away for a little while, and lost it now. About 5 years I've lost it, and still trying to get it back. And I won't give in, but now I'm doing a bit of seniors and a bit of ADC tour. I'm not doing any WDF. May do a challenge tour and a few opens, and that's all I'm doing at the minute, and local pub league stuff.
Is it fair to say darts is very much a family thing for the Richardsons?
It is, yeah. Yeah, because I'll say Josh has got his tour card. He's enjoying his 2 years on the tour, and he's off next week on the Players' Championships. And I was over the moon for him to get his tour card when he got it, because on that day he was absolutely playing brilliantly well. And it's just lovely for him to have the experience of playing the big boys. And, hopefully he can keep his tour card. It's going to be a lot of ask for him to do it, but he'll be back. And, he's young. He's got plenty of years on his side, and if he loses it, he'll be back, and he'll get it back, and he'll enjoy the experience again. And hopefully next year, me and him can be on the tour together. It'd be great.
Is that kind of the goal, you and him, to play on tour one day together?
That's on my bucket list. I mean, we play for England together, We won the British Open pairs, first father and son to ever do that. And to play playing the England side with my son was absolutely brilliant. To get a tour card and play on the tour with my son will be the ultimate. And then after that, I don't care.
How would you describe the father and son dynamic then in terms of playing? Is it a case of, for you, that you give a lot of tutelage to Josh and Josh kind of reciprocates that? Or is it a case of you're there if you need him, but you let Josh get on and do his own thing?
I've always let Josh do his own thing. I've never pushed him, I'm here for advice. But that's basically it. He knows I'm here. If he wants to talk to me, he wants advice, I will give it to him. And it's great to have him, on board, playing darts. I'm glad he picked up a set of darts, to be quite honest, because he's the first JDC winner. And I'll say he won the BDO World Youth and Windmill World Masters Youth runner-up. He had a great career when he was it 2016? That was his favourite year, and I'm very proud of what he done.
What's it like to say that your son's a world champion?
It's great. He's got that gold star on his shirt. Whether I'll get one, might be the seniors now, it won't be nothing else, but you never know. If I can get one on my shirt before I pack up Emmy, that'd be the ultimate as well. Seniors is probably the only chance I've got now to get the gold star, but who knows?
There's not many father and son combinations that could potentially both have world championships one way or another. And there's a real chance, if James can have a good run at say the World Seniors Championship or something along them lines, that could be a realistic ambition. It's
been close. I mean, you talk about the Monks. Aaron, World Youth Champion from 2012-ish with, I think it was 2011 actually, at Ali Pali when he beat Van Gerwen. And his dad was a world master. So that was a pretty close call in that regard. But if we do get something that beats what James and Josh have done, and they've done remarkable things as a combination. I mean, the thing is that there's a great deal of age between James and Josh, and to be able to go to the same England squad, I mean, playing pairs is one thing, because you can just say, right, we're good players, we can play together. But to be selected for the same team, imagine how many sports you're able to do that in. There aren't many. So that, I'm sure, was an incredibly proud moment, but it would be typical of the Richardsons if Josh was to have that gold star and James was to get one too, so they could share it, because they've had incredible careers alongside each other. You and yourself have achieved so much in your career on an individual basis, in terms of titles, in terms of things you've done. But playing for England with Josh, is that the proudest moment, just because of the family connection with that? Yeah, definitely, Emmy. It's my proudest moment in darts. That and the British Open pairs and playing alongside Josh for England, that's the ultimate for me at the minute. Yeah, nothing can beat it unless we get on the tour together. And you certainly had some fun together. Do you remember a couple of years ago we had a little fun feature here, Family Fortunes? I do remember that one, yeah, that was great. and I suppose that's part of the synergy involving you two. But let's talk about yourself then, and let's talk about the big one then, the Raymond van Barneveld game at the World Championships. The build-up to the tournament, you knew you had Barney, 5-time world champion, just beginning as well, Barney, to get back to the levels that we know that he's capable of. How did you view that as a draw? I thought it was a great draw. I said to my missus, Raymond, well, he's going back to Holland. I'm beating him. That's the first things I said to my missus. And everybody kept on saying, oh, you got Raymond. I said, well, yeah, I have, but he's got me. And all in my head was, I'm beating him. I'm going to beat him. And, I get up on that stage. That was the first time really on telly, on the big stage for me as well. And I had no nerves. I loved it. And where them finishes, them 3-1-4-5s come from, I do not know. But I just felt really good up there. And it was a great win for me. I mean, at the time, Raymond was playing, I think he was playing quite well at the time. I'm not quite sure. But people still talk about it now. I go to competitions. Oh, what was it like when you beat Barney? This and the other. And I sit down and talk to him. I'll never ignore anybody. And it's a long while ago now. What were we 13 years ago, 12 years ago? But but I love to be in Raymond's position now than mine. He's on the tour. I'm not. But who says I won't be?
We'll talk a lot more about that game and some of the other success in just a second, where we have the second part of the Tungsten Talk here on Pluto TV. Welcome back to the second part of the Tungsten Talk here at the MODUS Super Series. We've got James Richardson alongside myself and Paul Nicholson in the show. Let's talk a little bit more about the Barney game, and in particular, I want to talk about the walk-on, because the Vindaloo walk-on, that became a bit of a Ali-Pali classic walk-on. What was, first of all, the story behind the Vindaloo walk-on?
Well, I mean, the story behind the Vindaloo is obviously the food. I love my Vindaloos, I love my curries, and I actually stole the walk-on music off a Northamptonshire player, Swanee. And I had to ask him, can I borrow your walk-on? He said, not a problem. So ever since then, I've had it and used it, the Ali Pali, and yeah, it's been a hit with everyone, I think.
You milked the walk-on, didn't you?
Yeah, I do. Oh, yeah, you got to, because you don't know when you're going to be up there next. So you might as well just make the most of it.
Is that an important thing for you then, embracing everything as it comes?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll milk it, sometimes you have to save your energy. You think, well, just give it a little bit and then we'll get on with the game, because it's, you know, back then I was a bit younger, I'd be able to do it, but when you get a bit older now, you want to, you know, save a bit of energy when you get up there.
And then the aftermath to the Barney game, we mentioned obviously that before the break, but after that, what was the reception like? What was the instant feedback from that game?
Oh, it's unbelievable. The papers, the radio stations, you know, all the media, everything. It was just went nuts for about a week. We had the local Anglia News at the pub where I used to play Super League at the Crow's Nest. They come up one evening, all the people that supported me, I think about 30 of them, it was all in the background, and it was just so good. And so good for them to, you know, be part of it, part of my journey.
It wouldn't go to plan in the next round. You lose to Kim Hybech. Do you know who you would have played in the round after that if you won?
Not a clue.
Have a little look to
Oh,
your...
is it? Oh, right.
Yeah, it would have been me. And the thing is, as soon as he beat Raymond, I looked at the draw bracket, because I had a really edgy game against Mensah Sulevic. And then I played really well against Alan Tabin. I won 4-0, and I was in cruise control. But when I knew who my prospective opponent was, I want to play James, because it was only about 3 months after we'd played in that semi-final in Gladbeck, so I wanted to try and get him back, and I was desperate for him to beat Kim, and it just so happens that when I played Kim, it didn't go to plan. So, yeah, we could have had an Ali Pali Classic, James and I, but it wasn't meant to be.
And no one knows what happened in that game you played anyway with Kim. Then after that, for yourself, how would you describe the journey of the next few years after the Barney game?
Yeah, I mean, it was probably up or down, but then I qualified again for the Ali Pali the following year, and I think Andy Hamilton knocked me out, and then I missed one, and I think, was it 2018, 19 or 20? 18 or 19, I got to last 16, but that's when I got my revenge on Kim, and I beat Kim Ibrex 3-0, I think. You might have to do your digging on that one, and I reached the last 16. And then I got knocked out by Jamie Lewis, who had obviously that run to the semi-final. And after that, I think was it the following year, I had to beat John Henderson to keep my tour card. And no, weren't to be. I think, I don't know what round that was. But yeah, it's great. I love it.
And then post-tour life, this has been a fairly important part, hasn't it, in one guise or another? This
is, yeah, absolutely massive for myself to the privilege to be asked to play down here, Henry, is unbelievable. So many people want to play here. You know, I'll just thank everybody for inviting me down here. That, you know, I've got no words for it. Just thank you.
What's it like being one of the originals, one of those that played right at the very beginning in Southampton? No referees.
Yeah.
Literally, you had to stand in your own little corner, your own little cube in the auditorium. Those were weird times, weren't they?
Yeah, that's it, because it was COVID times, and yeah, very strange. You've got to go into playing the game, shout your scores, and obviously the cameras are on you. If you're not correct with your score, obviously they put you right. But it's very hard to concentrate, to call your scores, and to play your son as well. It's not very good.
You didn't just play your son. You hit a 9 darter against your son. Right, have a look at this monitor just down here because it's going to show the 9. And I just want you to talk through this leg from your perspective.
Well, I just went with the flow, and as soon as the first one, like you Paul knows, once I throw, that's it, I don't stop. Once that first one goes in, the rhythm's there. Josh didn't do anything wrong in that leg. You know, look at that here, a 140 and a 140, and I've gone 180, 180. Say, look, 1, no stopping, in.
This is to win the match as well.
Last leg.
This is the last leg decider in a very important match.
Yeah.
Come on then, James. Once these next 2 are thrown by Josh.
Well, I had to get it because he was sitting on a 3-dart finish.
Right.
At 91.
Talk us home, James.
Well, it's the normal route, 60, 57, dink, in you go.
There's the 57.
And there we are.
There was a celebration at the end, wasn't there?
And congratulations to our graphics department for getting that up there as well. That must have been a family highlight moment, wasn't it?
Great. Shame we didn't get a 9-dart pin badge for that, but never mind. Something you might have to do down here, get these 9-dart pin badges, because they're being hitting frequently down here.
Well, that's the thing about that 9-dart is it was the first one in Southampton. We would get more, but it's, as a dart player and as any sports person would say in their life, they'd like to be the first to do something. Now, we are in Portsmouth now, and we've had 9 darters here, but James had the first one in our first ever studio, because before that we were playing from home during COVID. So to have the first ton plus average, or the first 170 finish, or to have the first 9 darter in that kind of place, that's something that nobody can take away from James.
Was that the first one?
Very first one.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Well, there you are. It's part of history.
How much banter have you 2 had over that 9-darter?
Well, the problem is, I done that to Josh, but then Josh, as it won against me at the windmill, we were just messing about, and he went 9-darter against me. So he's got the bragging rights because he hit the first one against me, but not on like TV sort of thing. But the banter is good.
Let's talk then a little bit more about yourself and kind of what the future holds for yourself. Where do you see in the short term a real success for yourself?
I want to get to this global championship at the end of the year for the ADC. That's going to be massive for myself. I'm currently the European belt holder. I'm the Midlands belt holder. If I can keep hold of either of them by the end of the year, then obviously I'm going to be in the globals. If not, we have to go down different routes. But that's my main aim, really, to get in that, because I'd love to come back here. And so I was in it last year, had a little go in it, and got to Saturday night. It didn't happen. That was to qualify for the actual finals. But apart from that, I'm enjoying the ADC tours. I think they're great. They've been running really well. The standard is so high now. And Scott Hunt and the team are doing an absolutely fantastic job what they do.
And there's a lot of players now that are going down that ADC route, and the Global Championship has become a real carrot for them, hasn't it?
Yeah, I'm with him on that. I think Scott and Steve Brown and the crew have done an incredible job just trying to give, not just to the domestic game, but to Europeans, and starting to branch out to other parts of the world to try and plug that gap to allow people to play darts for a good amount of money. It's not a case of you having to spend £50, £100, more than that for travelling. You can actually go to an ADC event for less than a tenner. And this is making sure that people have opportunities for little amount of money. And for people who still have goals in their life, whether they've been to World Championships or not, it's important. So when you see how good that ADC Global Championship trophy is, and when people saw it for the first time, their first instinct is, I want to get that. And it's not about the money. It's actually about being called a global champion. And Devin Peterson knows all about it.
And for the Richardsons, darts is forever going to be in the blood, isn't it?
Always in the blood. It will always stick there. Yep. So we'll just keep chipping away and what we do, me and Josh.
Great way to end. James, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Emmy. Thank you, Paul.
As ever, thank you for watching the latest edition of the Tungsten Talk here at the MODUS Super Series.